Well, hello everybody, and welcome to What's Cooking with Dr. Cook. I'm Dr. Allison Cook, and we are joined today by the wonderful Chef Lisa Green. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having me again.
Always a pleasure. Wonderful recipes. And we are making focaccia bread tonight.
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
And this is going to be super exciting. I have already made a test batch, which I cannot wait to taste.
You didn't
And
taste it?
yes, no, I'm waiting.
I guess that makes
Yes,
sense.
like, well, we'll just wait till the end to give it the true taste test. So,
Yeah, I
but
didn't have to
everybody in the
test that.
house has remarked how wonderful the house smells, and I'm sure that Alex is going to be very excited to get home to taste both of them that we'll be making. So, yeah. I love
Yes.
that sound. It's so fun.
Sound effects.
Yeah, the sound effects. It's a great thing about Fireside. So, yes. So, shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
Yeah.
it. What
All
do you have
right.
started already?
Oh, goodness. So, by the magic of television, there may be some dough that will be ready here in a little bit. But I thought we'd go ahead and just show all of the steps. So, there's going to
Yes.
be like a lot of dough.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of dough. This recipe is so easy and so few ingredients, but there's resting time and all that. But this doesn't take a second proof like a lot of yeast breads do. So that's why it's quick and it's delicious. It's good.
Oh, absolutely. And the cool thing is like after making like the first test batch, because it's the first time I've ever, kind of done anything like this, I'm like, wow, this is so
So
easy.
easy. So
This is
easy.
so
So,
easy, so fun. Oh my gosh.
hmm
Like dinner is going to be kicked up a notch around here for sure.
yes.
So,
Yes. I'm going to warm up my water a little bit.
aha.
Got it out for a
Yes.
second.
Well, I'll come around and just show everybody the ingredients for
Oh,
tonight.
I'm
So,
back.
very cool. All right. So, uh, so focaccia bread. Very, very simple ingredients. I know I've got like some fixings here for the top, but literally it is 1 cup of warm water around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So, the easiest way that I tested my water was actually with my handy dandy thermometer.
hmm
So, like my meat thermometer, just really easy, just stick it in. Um, 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 3 cups, give or take, is what you mentioned.
It is. It's hey, it's bread.
Yes, of bread flour,
hmm
which that kind of confused me when I was buying because I'm
Excuse me.
like, is it all purpose or what is it? But then I saw that they actually have bread flour, so
They do.
picked up
It
the
has
bread
more
flour.
protein,
Oh,
more
fantastic!
protein in it, more gluten.
And olive oil. Okay, well, yeah, which makes it sticky.
Hmm
And olive oil. So
Yes.
those are literally the only ingredients for the actual focaccia bread. And then your toppings can be anything that you desire. So recommended toppings were fresh herbs and Parmesan cheese. I think on the first one I made, I put some peppers and some basil and some Parmesan. I think maybe this time around I might kind of, I don't know, spice it up a bit. I might put some spinach and tomatoes and
hmm
basil and peppers. I don't know. Oh, and I also put some Italian seasonings as well.
Nice. I
So
was just gonna say, you dry herbs
yeah,
work just fine as well.
yes, yeah. Um, the smell was amazing. So we'll see what I feel like once we get the dough rolled out. Um, but the steps are pretty simple when it comes to actually making it. I'm gonna put my apron on though because I know this does get a little bit it can be a little bit messy with the
Flour.
yeah, with the flour. So um, I'll move these out of the way here. So first step is to just put, you know, the yeast in the bottom of your mixing bowl and then add your warm water, which is
Yep.
preferably 100 degrees. Awesome.
Yes. Now you don't want it too cold because then the yeast will not grow, it will not bloom. And you do not want it too hot because then the yeast will die. Yeast is a living organism. So we want to make it just right so it does what it should, rising the bread when it's in there. That's the goal.
Yeah, I was curious about that. I was like, 100's pretty specific.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, it should be anywhere between like 97 degrees and I think 107 ish, but above that, it might even be a higher temp than that, but then it will die. It's just too hot. So,
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I think at one point, like I had 102, I think. I was like,
okay.
oh.
That's most environments. I'll be sure to write that little tidbit in the recipe.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
tidbit.
yeah, because I did about the sugar and the salt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a really helpful hint. Can't wait to get to that. All right. So I just used tap water. Now I
That's
feel
what I
like I
used as
got
well.
a feel for the 100. So
Hmm.
I like it because it's if it's not warm enough, then I just go back in and I'm like, oh,
Yep. Add
get
a
a
little
little.
more.
So yeah, it's 95 right now. So get it a little bit hotter. Dump it out. Dump out a little bit.
I have not baked bread in this apartment yet, so we will see. It's bread is very. I mean, sort of yeast bread is finicky when it comes to the weather, the humidity, the just the where it is. It's very. It kind of takes on a mind of its own. Sometimes bread does. It does what it
Oh,
wants at
definitely.
times. So I'm curious. I've never baked bread in this oven. I'm really I'm curious how it's going to turn out. It's an experiment. It's science.
I'm excited for it. All right,
Oh,
it's 100. I think it'll be fine. I think your bread's going to turn out amazing. We got
it is.
positive vibes right now.
I do. Thank you. I do as well. And well, the good thing about focaccia bread is that it doesn't require a lot of the rise. You know, because you're divoting it, you're pushing all that down. So, I'm actually going to start over with my yeast here. I don't have a good feeling about it. It's not doing what it should. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do it again.
Well, that's interesting. So, how do you know if your yeast is not doing what it should?
You know, I it was more of a feeling than an actual. I didn't see the bubbles that I usually get when it starts to bloom.
Hmm.
Um, it just didn't seem right. I don't know if the water was too cold or if the yeast is not alive anymore, if it's past its date or something. I didn't get the warm belly feeling in it. So, and
Okay.
honestly, during um, all the COVID restrictions when we had to stay home is when I really delve into baking bread. And prior to that, yeah, I baked bread, but I didn't bake bread. I didn't become like part of the dough. So, and once you become part of the dough, like feeling it and looking at the different stages of rising and different when you make it so often, and this is my basic dough recipe that I use for a lot of things pizza dough, just rolls, burger buns, focaccia bread. It's more of a gut feeling, I guess, when you do it, when you have baked it so many times. But it wasn't getting the bubbles.
Hmm.
To answer your question so simply, it wasn't like, and it wasn't your color either. It was kind of like a, kind of like a,
Oh,
I don't know. It just didn't feel right.
okay.
So
Now, are you supposed to stir it a lot or just kind of give it a stir and leave it?
Just give it a little stir, just to get it going,
Okay,
to get it
cool.
agitated. Or um, where did it go?
I have agitated my yeast.
There you go. So
Excellent.
there you go.
All right.
And
And that's a 5 minutes wait for the
yes,
yeast. So while you're waiting on your yeast, you can prepare your other ingredients. I have already measured out my 3 cups of flour.
yes, I have as well. Well, no, I didn't measure it. I just put flour in the bowl.
And then the half tablespoon of salt.
And yeast hates salt.
So I'll
Hates it.
keep that away
Yes.
from the yeast.
My but it loves sugar. That's the food.
Yes, it does. We will feed it in a moment.
My yeast and water looks a lot better. It looks like yours.
Ooh, 1 tablespoon. I think I gave it a teaspoon last time on my last batch.
That could be the color.
Aha.
Because that really
Aha.
could
Ha
be.
ha 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 ha. Yes, yeah. That could be, you all will see, but
Mm-hmm.
it did look better once I left it in a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it still smells and looks delicious to
Oh,
me, so.
it was, yes, it's beautiful.
It was fun making the divots. I'm excited to see how you make the divots.
Oh, I use my fingers.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I did.
Oh.
All right. We got this. And what are you going to put for your toppings?
I am going to do some cilantro and
Ooh,
olive oil and salt and pepper and probably some crushed red pepper,
okay.
maybe some garlic. I don't
Yes.
know.
I mean, that's the great thing. You can do whatever you want.
Yes, you can. Yes. You can even make it into a dessert focaccia and put cinnamon sugar and then drizzle it with chocolate sauce when it comes out of the oven. Ooh.
Hmm.
And put a scoop of ice
Mm-mm-mm.
cream on it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So many things. It's the fact that it's versatile. I mean, you
Yes.
make so many, soups and salads for, the site that um, it's just this focaccia bread has been a long time coming. It's just like,
Yes.
we needed to have this recipe, so we have the go-to side.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Because this is definitely, if I am to make bread at home, this would be the bread that I go to because it doesn't require that second rise and you don't have to form it into any sort of dough balls or anything or breadsticks. Just lie it out in the pan.
This is going to be something that like I bring to events and gatherings too because it's
Yes.
gorgeous. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, and it's easy.
Cost, yes, and cost effective.
Right, right. Absolutely.
I mean,
It's fancy. It's fancy.
how much do you
So
think a whole? It costs probably maybe $1 to make.
if that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what the flour is the most expensive thing, and I think that was
Hmm.
what, like $3 or $4.
Yep. Yes, it was.
Oh, you know what? Probably the dry yeast. They get you when they
Yes.
they get you when they sell them in the 3 packs. It's like, oh, I don't need all three, but I have to grab all three because I'm not going to tear them off.
Well, if it's going to be your go-to bring to events, then you'll use them. You'll use them pretty
Yeah,
fast.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I will.
Speaking of the yeast, I did not have enough to do the full batch because my 3 packs, that was my last one. So I'm going to be doing a half a batch.
Okay,
doing this
cool.
podcast. So kind of bummed, but I'll be okay. I was looking forward to having like lots of bread.
Uh,
But that's okay. That's what happens sometimes, you know. Just got to go with it.
See, if we live closer, I'm gonna end up having 3 batches of this.
I know.
Ah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
Driving, we're probably what, 20 hours away?
Oh
No, longer than
no,
that.
no. We're like
Wait,
no, 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 no. We're like 12 to
no?
14 at most.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
No,
bad.
we're a half a day's drive.
Okay.
I only know that because I've done it.
I know. I figured you have.
Hmm.
Oh. How long are we ready for the,
I
was
think we're
it the,
ready to feed it the sugar.
yes.
So, the first thing you do is feed the yeast the sugar with the 1 tablespoon of sugar.
Yes.
So we'll just give it some food.
Hmm.
There we go. It's happy. Do you stir it?
No,
Okay.
not yet. And then we put
That
the
is
flour down as a barrier
yeah.
to
So
the salt.
yes. There goes the flour. And then the salt.
Hmm. And that's pretty much it. I mean, olive oil, but if you don't want to have any oil in your bread, it's not necessary. You might have to put in more water just to, but the
Hmm.
oil is not, I should put optional on there.
Oh, okay.
So, no.
Interesting. All right. So this goes in your mixer for seven 7 minutes on low
Hmm.
with the dough hook.
Yep.
All right. So that is where I'm taking it. All right. And by the magic of television, while that is going,
Ta-da!
I should probably put some flour down first. So, wow,
Woohoo! Look at that. It's magic.
here
Good job.
we go. It is magic. So fun.
Every time we talk about this, I think of Julia Childs.
It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. So here we go. And so you sprinkle a little bit of flour down, right?
Yes.
I never know how much flour to put down.
It's just to create so it doesn't stick to the counter and gives it a little, you know, less friction on there. And
Okay.
then if you need more friction, you put a little water. Like if you have a little cup of water, say you got too much flour, you can use a little water to create less.
Okay.
So
All right. Now, are you manipulating this like right away? Like, are you rolling it,
um
or are you just like,
it just rested. It rested. No, I rolled it right away. As long as it's stretching. Now, if the
by
gluten's not
rolling it?
stretching,
I mean, it's stretchy, but by rolling
okay.
it, what do you mean? Because
Um,
like,
what did I say? I guess I didn't say with a rolling pin, huh? I think I used a rolling pin. I usually do, but it's not imperative. If you want to just smash it down with your hands and just kind of get it the shape you want, and then put it on the
oh,
yeah, and then if you put it in the pan that you're using or the cookie, the baking dish, then you can like stretch it out to the sides that you want, however you want. It's just to form the shape.
oh, okay. Because I thought you had like the 4 balls in there. Like
I'm sorry.
you were supposed to like cut it into 4 balls
Um,
and
it's
then
been a
stretch
while
it
since.
out.
Yeah, that could be. And a stand mixer, cooler, flour mixer. It's easy to manipulate once the dough has Yeah, I did. How much? I thought, how much does that make? That dough, the one that you made before, was it one pan or was it four
Yeah,
pans?
it's one pan.
Okay. All right. So this is the smaller version of the recipe. Yes. So was the four balls, was that good for you when you did it? I'm asking because
So I
I,
took 4 balls and then I
yeah.
stretched them out into 4 different corners. But if you're thinking
Oh,
that
okay.
if this is easier to like take this and do a rolling pin and then put it
Yes.
on the pan, then that's probably easier.
Yeah, it probably is. Oh, thank
Okay.
goodness it hasn't gone to print yet, huh?
Okay.
uh, you know what happens is that I have in my brain a lot of bread recipes that are have a lot more ingredients or a lot. It's tripled the amount that we actually did. So, but yeah, sometimes.
It makes so much, I mean, it worked. But
Yeah.
that's why I was saying, okay, it came apart like a little bit, like in the areas that it, was connected to where I had mashed the 4 parts together. I
Oh,
was like, this is like a
okay.
crescent roll.
That makes sense. I apologize.
That's funny.
This show is about testing the recipes. They are, but
Hey, this rolls out really well.
perfect. So my mixer is a little noisy because, well, I've made a lot of bread in it. I think it's heading towards the old mixer graveyard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I kind of. Uh, she's done a lot. I don't know. All right. Ooh, that is beautiful. Look at that bread.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm actually going to turn up my mixer a little bit so it has less of a time that it needs to mix.
Okay.
And then I'll show you when it's done what you're looking for when it comes to um, when to know when the bread is pretty much done mixing, when the dough is,
Okay.
which just comes with baking bread a lot and using the same dough mix. Have you? Is this your first time making bread? Right.
I haven't made bread since culinary class
Okay.
in like early 2000s.
Okay. Oh, that's
And even
awesome
then,
though.
it was like a really quick intro.
So I'm gonna stop this mixer real quick and bring it up to the camera and show. Um, so basically, it's not done yet, but you see how all the dough is coming away from the side like that? That
Yes.
means that it has enough liquid and it's a good consistency. Now, it's too gummy. It's not forming as much of the ball as it needs to yet. So it still
Okay.
needs to mix. Baking bread is an art, and people that do it for a living, and like the
Oh,
sourdoughs, and
yeah.
I just much props, much, because it's not as easy as the ingredients say that it is. Oh, only three ingredients. Oh, this is going to be. But there's specific characteristics of bread that can. So I've made bread where the yeast it didn't bloom, or I killed it accidentally, or say the yeast was not. It was old. It went past its due date, and I didn't realize it. And I went to I got the bread all out, baked it, and then it's just flat. Like, oh,
Oh, goodness.
awesome.
Yeah.
So it can be rather frustrating at times, but it's also well worth it once you.
Once you get it.
So, yep. So this
Well,
dough, I
now,
also when I
oh,
said it.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm
Oh, I
just
was just going
chatting.
to say, now's the time for me to turn my dough ball up for 3 minutes to medium. Yeah.
How's your
So I
dough
did
ball
that.
doing?
It's looking really good, but I know it said that you said it's going to make your mixer dance, and it does.
Yes, yes, it does. And I think the reason why my motor's going out is because I would try to hold it and not let it flow with so I don't do that anymore. I just let it do its thing.
Gotcha.
So if you try to restrict it, and then all the gears are going like, I gotta move. So, and yeah, with the water and the flour, when I say give or take, you never know. Like the humidity could be 90%, and it has way too much water in the air, so you might be using less water. So I usually have a little bit of water on the side and some more flour just in case I gotta add
Gotta get
some.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. For oiling your pan, what kind of oil for the bottom of your pan before you put your nice
Dough.
dough?
I use olive oil.
Okay, cool. That's what I did with the first batch, but I wasn't sure. So I'll go ahead
Yeah.
and do that. Get this bad boy on there. All right.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be nice.
Ooh, my pan's a little too small. I think I overdosed it.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Fold it,
Should
and
I
then
just
the folds.
spit it
It
in?
will.
Okay,
Yeah, yes, you can do that, but they will come apart unless you like fork them down.
I'll
Like
fork
try
it.
to, yeah, deep dish pizza. All right, I don't think I overmixed this. It's really soft. I love the feel of dough. And then with the focaccia bread, actually, I I usually just use my hands for the whole thing. I usually don't lay it out on the counter,
Oh, okay.
but but all these steps are just, or what I do personally is not necessarily what I want to. It might be a little bit more difficult to explain, or for somebody that's never made bread before, it's probably best that you lie it out on the counter and get it. The because that's definitely how I did it for many times before.
I like it.
And if you want to speed up the rising process, you can always put it like my oven's on right now, and there's a little the air comes out in the back of it. So I'm gonna have the stove, so I'm gonna set that right there for just to get it to accelerate it a little bit.
So I have a new dough ball.
Yay! Look at that.
Yay! Oh, it's
Beautiful.
so nice. So I will get my warm cloth to put over it. And then that will sit for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I am gonna let mine sit for about 10 because A, it's smaller, and B, it's there, and I want to be
Oh,
able to try
got
mine
it.
with you.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, my water is just not heating up. I bet my teenager used it all in the shower or something.
Like mother like daughter like mother.
Right.
Water lover.
Yes, that's true. I know it needs to heat up, so pool season.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
We've been
steaming.
cold, so cold this past week. Like teens cold,
Oh,
January
wow,
cold.
that is cold.
Yeah.
That's too cold.
Yep.
Oh, no, thank you. Brr. Yeah, it's been cold here too, like the 40s. But it's supposed to be, I think, 80 tomorrow.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah. It's wonderful. All right. So is it divot time here?
Yes.
Okay. So divots are just wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, what you're doing is you don't really want it to rise all that much. So with the focaccia bread, that's why you do the divots. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
And I would try to press your edges in. So you want to try to make that adhere together so they don't roll up.
All right.
Yeah. So one thing that I did not add to the recipe, but I'm going to after this podcast, is that things like spinach or basil, things that might burn easily, might be best to put on afterwards, um,
Oh,
after it's
okay.
done cooking. But how did your basil turn out on the first one? Did it burn or was it fine?
Um, yeah, it's a little it's a little crispy,
A
but
little
it's like a
crispy?
dried herb now.
I mean, if
But yeah,
it's all,
it's a good point.
uh,
That's a great point. I think that should definitely be added.
it is. When did I write this? I feel like I wrote this recipe a while ago, or at least got it down. I might have meant to come back to it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There we
That
go.
worked out really well.
Look at that. That is beautiful. Oh, I love this bread. Oh, and this bread, I've made sandwiches with it. So good.
Yes.
So good. The downfall of fresh bread is that it does not last very long. A day,
So you'll
pretty
want to
much.
keep it in the fridge?
Yeah, you could and then warm it up, but yeah, that if you want to save it for or freeze it
Okay.
if you're not going to use it within, I would say in the fridge within like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
If you're not going to use it within, just freeze it. And also, you can freeze the raw dough. You don't. You can freeze that as well into dough balls and just pull it out when you want it.
Oh, great idea. That's what I might do with this third round then.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Now, are you brushing any oil on the top?
Yes.
Okay.
I would also do some salt and pepper as well, but that's completely my preference. Yeah, there it goes. Uh,
Perfect. Looking good.
mm-hmm.
All right. Now, are you a cheese after the toppings person or a cheese before the toppings?
I'm a cheese before and after.
Ooh. All right. Let's see here. Got some grated Parmesan.
Beautiful. I love the feeling of dough. So for like rolls, to make bread rolls out of this dough in particular, you would divide it and then make little balls. But they would rest again for until they double in size. So it varies in the time.
Oh,
But yeah, that's the only difference with this dough recipe between the pizza dough, the focaccia bread, breadsticks, and dinner rolls is the resting time.
okay. Well, it's so easy.
Yes, it is. Um, since I am kind of brushing mine, I'm going to let it sit here for a minute on the pan to rest to get the gluten. So the gluten likes to stretch as opposed to, no, I don't want to stretch. It's got to feel comfortable.
All right, for this one, I think I'm going to do some tomatoes and I don't know. I like the looks of the peppers,
I do
so
too. Those look really nice. I like the rings. I never cut my peppers in
they
rings.
were it's really hard. Shout out to everybody who does that, like in industry, because I don't know how you do it. I would love to learn the secrets of it, but yeah, it must take a very special knife.
A very sharp knife.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So that's what mine is when I had to improvise and do a little half batch.
All right.
So, so now I'm going to dip it. If you don't want to use your hands, you can always use a fork or um, even one of those pizza. I don't know what those are called. It's like a roller with points on it to get the divots. Oh.
Interesting. Oh,
You
yes,
know
I
what
know
I'm
what you're
talking
talking
about?
about.
A docker.
I
A
do.
docker.
Yes.
A
Yep.
pizza docker. Putt putt golf and games. Did
Yeah, I
you
thought
work
you
there when they
fixed
got
it.
pizza?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Just briefly, though. I'm glad it wasn't there the whole time.
Yeah, man. I ate so much pizza there and Superman ice cream.
Yeah. It was the cheese dogs for me.
Oh gosh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And
They had the nacho cheese.
they
Oh,
did.
man.
They did have the nacho
I'm
cheese.
just thankful, like, for like I've said, the swim the swim seasons, because oof,
Because you did stay
yeah,
really. Uh,
that was
not
the
I.
saving. It, it was the saving grace for me. But yes, here is my.
Beautiful.
All right, so this goes in for 15 to 17. Nope, 12 to 15 minutes.
Yep, give or take.
I was gonna say, I think my oven prefers it at 17.
Yeah.
So,
What else do I want to put on here? Ooh. I'm actually going to put some everything bagel seasoning. And then I want to
there
do
we
some
go.
nacho.
But I do have another by the power of television moment here.
Dun, 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 ta-da.
Dun, dun, dun.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, so
Yes.
this is test batch number 1. I'll be cutting this up here.
I like to drizzle olive oil after it comes out of the oven as well. But
Mm. Yeah, that does
yeah.
sound good. Um, but yeah, good point about that basil, because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
I
it will
need
taste fine.
I gotta put that little story in there. I did that in culinary school and bake shop. I put the basil on the bread in the oven before it came out. Yeah, to bake and
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
use my husband's trusty
Wow.
Enterprise
That's
pizza cutter.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yep. Show your strength. There we go.
There it goes.
Yeah, I like this
What
part
are
is
you
already
making for
kind of.
dinner to go with this, or is it just bread tonight?
I haven't gotten that far in my day yet.
Hey, bread is perfect. Busy, there's vegetables on it. There you go.
You know what? Alex made a really good vegetable lasagna last night.
Ooh, that would go
And maybe
really well
this
with
thing
that.
needs to go straight. Ah, there we go. I'm tempted just to bite this until
You
yours
should.
is done. All right.
No, try it, girl.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's really good.
Good. Yay. You have a lot of self-control because that test batch, I totally would have tried.
I wanted to wait.
That's
Oh,
what
it's so good.
props. Look at that. And then, those, if you cut it like that for sandwiches, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm.
look at that. That's still beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how he cuts with this thing.
I it almost seems like it's just for it's a decor piece.
I think we might have another one, but it's cool.
It is
Now
cool.
you guys know who cuts my pizza for me. What would I do without Alex?
Cut your own pizza.
Cut my own pizza. Nah. All right. Beautiful. All right.
Yay!
We have this one. I can't wait to see what the other one looks like. So, where are you at with your process?
Mine probably has about 7 minutes in the oven.
Oh,
I
perfect.
rushed it.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I honestly forgot when I put mine in, but I'm watching it. It'll probably come
Uh,
out in 7 too.
yeah.
We'll take a look. But I'm like finishing that bite. In the meantime, we can learn more about focaccia. So, you did say something about focaccia being pizza's grandfather.
Yes. Basically, the person who decided to roll out the dough came up with focaccia before pizza. So, and they're very similar. It's just the rising process and the resting process and the divoting process. So, focaccia bread, which when I was in culinary school, I was always taught focaccia. That's how you say it. It's focaccia. So
Oh,
that's what I say now. I don't know.
you know what? It probably is focaccia because, when we were growing up, we were taught that the Appalachian Mountains were the Appalachians. So
They're not the Appalachians.
now they're the
Oh,
Appalachians.
okay. Well,
Hmm. Yeah. So it probably is focaccia.
it probably is. I had no
Yeah.
idea. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this one of these is, yeah. That's pretty much all. There was more. It's because pizza. It was. I can't even remember what year when I was reading it came out, but it's not as old as I was thinking it was. But you know how when you go to pizza places, they usually have both. If it's an authentic or if it's a place not, I'm not even going to say any of the chain names because that's not right. But if it's like your local pizza place that's been
Yeah.
there for 150 years, they usually have a focaccia on the menu as well. I know Martini's does here, and they just kind of go hand in hand. So focaccia might be usually a little bit thicker, um, and the divots and different toppings, no sauce usually. So, but
Hmm.
all depends on what. So, and I like to call it a quick bread because it is a quick bread. Well, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it this is super quick and
Yeah,
delicious
yeah,
indeed. I'm over here
yeah.
trying to like, pick at it to eat more for sure.
Eat it, girl. It goes bread. It starts as soon as you take it out of the oven for fresh bread. I swear, it's like it go the downhill. It's kind of like donuts. Oh, you got to eat it right away. So,
So how do you think a gluten-free focaccia would go?
um, it would
Have
be
you ever
more of a
tried?
cake. I have not. It would be
Okay.
more of a cake texture. It would be more of a tender texture. You wouldn't get the or the
Yeah.
stretch. So, but if that's what you're used to, and if that's what your body allows you to eat, then you'll make it work. It'll be fine.
Mhm.
Put different toppings on
Yeah.
it, or it wouldn't have the resting time or any of that. Would you use yeast? Yeah, I think you still would, wouldn't you? I've never made a yeast dough with gluten-free flour, so well, we should try that actually.
Yeah, I think we should
Wednesdays, I
too.
don't know.
Give it a
Yeah,
good experiment. See
mm,
how it works. I mean, seems like it would work considering,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It would work. The yeast would.
pizza dough. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it would be more. We could even try it with cauliflower, and almond flour and cauliflower focaccia bread, or pizza.
Yes.
So, but
I love cauliflower crust pizza.
I do too. I do
Hmm.
too. Or chickpeas.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one. So
Oh, I have not tried
chickpea.
that.
No, chickpea flour.
Huh.
Hmm.
Okay.
I did make cauliflower rice the other day. So good.
It is so good. Ever since you made the turkey tacos with the corn tortillas, I think I told you we've made the corn tortillas,
Have
and
you?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That is so great.
yeah.
Are they
Big hit
getting?
for sure.
I. How long did they last? Did you eat them all that night, or did you put them in a sealed type container?
Yeah, no, actually, we did save some of them, and they were good for a couple days.
Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
good, good.
I mean, they weren't as flexible, so it was more
Hmm.
like a tostada situation, but still
I
good.
do love tostadas. I
Mhm.
love tostadas.
Yeah, I definitely
So
want to get to the point to where I can manipulate the mix to get to like a tamale, uh,
consistency.
consistency. Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's more of a liquid dough. It would be more liquid.
Hmm.
I haven't made
Yeah,
tamales, and I don't know if I ever have. I don't know.
maybe we should put that on our list.
Yes, we
We need to bring
should.
in an expert for that.
Yes, corn husks. I have made tamales before with the corn
Oh,
husks.
okay. Oh.
Yes, and then but I don't remember the outcome, so it might have not been the greatest.
I know it's time intensive, so
Excuse me. It
that's
is.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
So it's a little.
so worth it.
Come here. No. No.
Hmm.
Do you? In the mesa, I would put like pork stock in it for the tamales. I'd put some sort of stock. I'm already thinking about it. Another thing that we can make on the Hispanic route is pozole. Have you ever had pozole?
I love pozole. Yes. Yeah. That's a
So
great idea.
good. So good.
Hmm.
I've only made it once and
Yep.
yeah. We're ending soup season though, so
Hmm. I mean, but really, is soup season ever over? I mean,
no, no, not really. I could eat soup
I think it's
even
my
in the hottest days.
yeah. I was gonna say it's
So
my Michigan roots. I could eat soup all the time. So,
yes. Oh,
all right, I'm gonna
this
move
is
this so you can all see my new one, which will be
mine is
coming out of the
almost
oven.
there.
All right, let me take a look. These. Oh, I have conflicting timers. We'll bring this one back. It has about 2 more minutes.
I think that's what mine
Good,
has.
good. So good.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So, putting on the basil and spinach afterwards, you just set it right on top.
Or you can slice it. Um, it's a cutting technique called chiffonade, I believe. And basically, I'm going to use some of the cilantro to give a little example. Um, so you would roll the herb, roll it so it's in layers.
Okay.
Okay, so it's all rolled, and then you would go like this, cut it thin, and then you'd have just strips of it. That's a way to do it, or you
Wow.
can put it on there whole, however you want to. But
Hmm.
if you want a big piece of basil on it, put a whole piece of basil on it. It all depends on what you want.
I'm feeling springy, you know, basil,
Yes,
tomato.
yes, asparagus.
Oh, yes. Speaking of, very excited for next month for the asparagus salad.
Yes, me too.
So
So
that will
easy,
be
so
another
good.
recipe on foodguides.com and a fireside feature.
Ooh, nice.
I think that's the first recipe we're doing next month.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yay.
followed by the strawberry lime tiramisu, which
Yes,
I am a little nervous about. It looks like it's very intense, but
it is. It is. This one definitely doesn't make the 10. Um, but it's so worth it. Like, taking out the mascarpone cheese and substituting the Greek yogurt in it, I really was not sure. So I like put them next to each other and tried because I had a little bit of each of the ingredients and just did a little bite just to try it out. And I like the Greek yogurt better.
oh
It gives it
wow.
more of a tart, like a tang. And I don't know about like the nutritional, like what if it changes it all that much. It does add protein, but it it was really really good. I might be switching to that as opposed to using mascarpone in my tiramisu for a little while. And
That's fantastic.
but yeah, the test recipe I was so happy with. It was it was really really good. So,
I love it.
but
I've never made it. It's one of my favorite desserts of all time. So
yes,
I
I'm
just can't
really
wait.
excited for it. I'm really
I'm
excited.
so excited.
Yep. Yep. So this is ta-da!
Oh, hey.
Focaccia.
All right.
Yeah.
The focaccia. Oh, it's
Yes.
gorgeous.
Thank you. And cutting board. So
Ooh,
the
ooh,
basically
ooh,
the
ooh,
thing that
ooh.
I probably missed out on, or I did miss out on, is the rise. It's not as it didn't rise. It's kind of flat, but I wanted to get it. It's just for me, so I will forgive myself. But there it is. And then now I'm going to drizzle it with a little bit more olive oil, or a lot of olive oil, and some crushed red pepper. Maybe.
Ta-da!
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yay! All right.
Yay.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
And, um,
Basil on
oh, there it
it.
is. And then I have my little pizza cutter. That is all right.
Ooh, that is a fun technique. What's this called again?
Which one? Chiffonade.
No,
Oh,
chiffonade.
yes. All right. This is
So with the, let
beautiful.
me show you it now with the chiffonaded basil.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Oh, that is so pretty. Okay. I like it.
It is very pretty.
Did you cut yourself a slice?
I did.
All
I'm
right.
waiting.
All right, I'm coming. I am coming.
My mouth is watering. I'm
I know, it
gonna have to set
smells
it
so
down.
good. All right, I'm having some of the first batch. Cheers.
Go. Cheers. There's my doggo.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, so since
Mm-hmm.
I rushed the bread, now I'm trying to rush speaking when I'm chewing. um, it's definitely more dense. Like it's not. It doesn't have that. Um, the yeast wasn't able to do its job. So that's the lesson learned when you try to rush something. I mean, it's still sellable, it's still eatable, it's still everything. It's just not as good as it could have been. But,
Gotcha. Mine tastes delicious.
oh, mine, it tastes delicious. Oh, I'll eat it all. But
No,
just to
yeah,
let everybody know
absolutely.
that that's what happens when you
When
don't do
you're
exactly
when
what
you
you're
get
supposed
the
to.
little rush, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be patient with the yeast.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you
Yes,
do. But it's good. It's really good.
it's so good. Yeah, absolutely. Well, for everybody who has joined us and everybody who's watching this in the future, this recipe will be available on foodguides.com. And of course, everybody check out all of Chef Lisa's wonderful recipes on her contributor page, which is on foodguides.com. Just click on the contributor tab and go to Lisa, see all of the amazing, wonderful foods that she has made. And honestly, you can always check out the archived YouTubes of all of our firesides, or just if you're on Fireside, you know, go to my profile here and watch our old content too, because there's some really, really good stuff. We've made so many
We
amazing
have.
recipes and meals. Um, what has been your favorite so far, Chef?
I was just thinking the first one that popped into my head was the chocolate avocado brownies. And I know that was probably like the first or second one, but man, those were some good brownies.
Those were
uh,
amazing. Yes,
so,
yeah, those were so good.
which one pops into
Yeah.
your mind?
Well, of course, most recently the turkey tacos were
Yes.
unreal, like the corn tortillas. But I love the farro that we did,
Yes. That was one of the first
the
ones
farro
too.
risotto. Yeah, with
Mm-hmm.
the asparagus. That's probably one of my absolute favorites. But
Oh,
everything has been amazing. But I really love that one. That one's so
that's good.
good.
That's really
Yeah, yeah.
good. All right.
The roasted beet salad. That was
Yes.
also amazing.
That is good.
There's so many. Yeah.
There are
The
so
chocolate
many.
avocado brownies, though, definitely. Definitely.
Oh,
Well, fantastic.
that's
Well, everybody
right.
join us in a few weeks for the asparagus salad.
Yes.
Yay.
All
And
right,
thank you all
bye.
for joining us tonight. See you soon.
See
Bye,
ya.
Chef.